Alright, so this won't come as a surprise to anyone who's watched any of my previous videos, but I'm primarily a Fireteam main in this game in Predator Hunting Grounds. And this video is probably long overdue, but I was thinking like this month is the half-year anniversary of the game coming out on the 22nd of October, that is. It'll be 6 months since Predator Hunting Grounds released. It feels like it's been longer than that, but I actually have a video coming out for that. I'm thinking about doing a half-year review. Excuse me. But yeah, right now I decided that I would put out a Fireteam weapons tier list. These are my like feelings about the weapons in this game because I feel that there's a couple that might get overlooked, but a lot of them really aren't useful in my opinion. But I'm gonna put these weapons where I feel like they should go, and if anybody has anything they want to do differently, I publish this tier list on Tier Maker. So if you look for it, you should be able to find it pretty easily and make your own tier list. But yeah, if you enjoy any of my opinions or if you agree with me, subscribe. It's free. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first weapon we have right here, right? The 1911. Me personally, or the 1011-12, I think that's what it's called. Me personally, I don't use pistols in this game. This is probably the only pistol I use, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Out of the three pistols, I would say this is the second best one. So I don't want to put it in never use, but I'll put it in meh, because if you're gonna use a pistol and you don't want to use a revolver, you pretty much have to use this one. Like if you're a fan of pistols for some reason, I would say this is all right. I'm gonna put it in meh. Like it's like compared to other weapons, like would I carry this over a shotgun or SMG? No, I would not. Moving on to this 2XL, I think everybody knows this weapon is going between one of these two, but I haven't decided which one because it thoroughly depends. Like if you're playing against a predator that's rushing you, this gun isn't really all that. I'm gonna put it in solid for that reason, because if they're rushing you really hard, like it's not a bad gun at close range, but like you would much rather have like an SMG or a shotgun. But if they're just in the trees being all sneaky beaky, this gun is great for just tagging predators and making them like panic and run around. So I think it's where it belongs. Next up, we got this Barrett 50 caliber. In this game, it has a different name. I cannot remember it. I think it's the 7EN or the Zen, something like that. This gun's going in goated. This to me is one of the best guns in this game, easily. And I'm talking about from the perspective of like Fireteam versus Predator, Fireteam versus Fireteam, and Fireteam versus AI. This gun is especially amazing against the predators, against the ones that want to play scout and run away a lot. This gun will get the job done. You can snipe them from a distance. It's good at taking their mask off, and then they have no intel. So this gun is, I don't want to say it's underrated, but I never see anyone use it. I used to use this gun a lot, like a fuck ton. I used to use this gun like religiously, but recently I've actually switched up my main gun, which we will also get to later. But definitely a very solid gun. Next up, we got, I believe in real life this is technically an M14, but in this game I think it's called an ABRZ. I like this gun. I'm putting this gun in solid. Not a bad gun. I used to use this gun only as well, and then it got nerfed at close range, and I just like went out of using it, started using like the SCAR, the Gozelar, or whatever it's called in this game. Started using other weapons, but this was like one of my starter guns. So I'm gonna put it in solid, because if a predator's not coming at you that much, or whether they're, even if they are, if they're rushing you, this gun is decent for both scenarios in my opinion, and it has decent range. The accuracy is okay, like depending on what scope you use, but I would just recommend just putting a red dot on it. That's what I used to use on it, and the hip fire is decent. So I'm gonna put it in solid. I don't think it's better than the 2X, but yeah, no, I don't think it's better than a 2X, but I do think it's also solid. Coming up next, we got the AK-47, or in this game, the ARW. Now, I feel like the ARs are the dominant weapons in this game, so you're going to see a constant theme of them being in like solid or goated or all right. I'm going to put this one in solid. I think it's better than that, but I'm going to put it actually, ooh, I would take this. I mean, that's a secondary and that's a primary, but still. if I had to use one gun the whole game, I would rather have that AK. But not much to say about it. Well-rounded assault rifle, decent range. It's not the most accurate thing in the world, but it gets the job done. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. I do not like the shotguns. I just realized what's next. I've used this shotgun maybe twice. I'm gonna put it down here. I don't think it's good. Personally, I don't. I don't see why you would use that shotgun over the other shotgun, so I just never used it. So I'm just gonna put it down there. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I just don't like it. This will be a decent one to talk about. The grenade launcher, or the D34D, I think that's what it's called. This grenade launcher, when it had impact grenades, now I don't know if it still does, so don't quote me on this, but I don't think it still has impact grenades. So with impact grenades, I'm willing to put it up here in this region, but most likely in solid, right? But without impact grenades, I'm probably gonna drop it down here, because you're not gonna hit the predator with it, to be honest, unless they are just content on standing in one spot. Without the impact grenades, you're not gonna really hit anybody with it. I think I'll just even it out and put it in all right then, if that's the case. I realistically would never use this, but some people might. No, I'm gonna put it in mid. Personally, I'm gonna put it in mid because I would never use it. And moving on, our next weapon. This shotgun, to me, is the best shotgun out of the 3 shotguns. So I'm gonna put it in all right. I don't use it, but I did in the start when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to use as a secondary. I used to use this gun a lot, but recently I've moved on from SMGs and all that stuff. I mean, I've moved on to SMGs is what I meant to say. So I'll put it in all right. It's not a bad gun, so I don't want to put it down here. Now, the AUG, or in this game, I cannot remember what this gun is called. I think it's the Giro, something like that. I'm gonna be putting these weapons on screen, so the fact that I can't remember them doesn't really matter. I'm also gonna put this in all right, I think. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put it in meh. I had to think back. I haven't used this gun in a very long time, but I can distinctly remember not really caring when I went from the starter AR to the Giro. Like, it's not that much of a change. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in meh. All right, moving on to the next assault rifle, the Gazelle R, the Scar. It's a Scar. Yeah, the Scar is potentially going in goated. I'm gonna put it in goated personally, because the damage output of this gun, like out of the automatic rifles, is the best one. It does the most damage out of the automatic assault rifles, and it's not super inaccurate depending on where you're shooting. Like, if you're trying to shoot the predator from 100 meters, then yeah, you're not gonna stay on target. But from medium range, this is probably, as far as damage in the predator, probably the best assault rifle. So it's not my favorite one though, but we'll get to that. But definitely a great weapon. It's a great weapon. Like, there's no denying that. All right, this pistol, it's called a Grimtech, something like that. Yeah, this pistol is going to never use. Not even going to explain it. I don't like pistols, never use. This is the only pistol you should realistically be using. Now, the 1911 isn't bad if you're like shooting AI and stuff, but it's not ideal. Like, these two pistols aren't ideal when fighting the predator, so I'm not gonna put them above all right. I just can't, because this pistol feels more like a pocket cannon, like it's like a pocket rocket, whereas these ones just function how you'd expect a pistol to. So it's not really ideal when fighting a predator. But we move. This, the Hammerhead, this is my favorite gun in the game, and I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna go ahead and drag this one up there too. When I explain, you'll understand why they are the way they are. I'm actually gonna move this to here. I will put that above that. But the reason why I love the Hammerhead so much, right? The reason why, to me, it's the best gun in the game, I'm gonna actually put it past this, it's my favorite gun in the game, I should say, is because the grenade launcher. I don't use the grenade launcher for damage necessarily, but this underbarrel grenade launcher, it's like, it's basically like a way to find the predator. I'll, like, if I hear the predator around me, I'll activate my grenade launcher and just shoot it in random spots until I get damage numbers, and then I know the predator is there. And it also does damage. Like, it just so happens that it also does damage. So the weapon barely kicks. It's a laser beam. Like, it's very accurate even from a distance. So I just love this gun. Like you slap on a red dot sight. You don't have to put on a suppressor, but you can extended clip. You're hitting the predator with every single bullet you shoot at him. So to me, this gun, great weapons. Great weapons, but I would take this over this because this gun can have attachments. That's the only reason that it's not here or here, because this gun can't get attachments. Like if I could put a red dot, which I don't mind the iron sight on this gun, but if I could put a red dot on this weapon and an extended mag especially, yeah, I'd be in, this would be my main weapon. It doesn't even need a suppressor. But goated. Great weapons. If you're watching this, recommend you try it out. Next up, melee. Yeah, you know where this is going. Yeah, it only takes like 7 or 8 swings to kill a berserker with a knife. So need I say more? No. The knives are OP. That's if they get close to you. I can't remember what this SMG is called. I'll be putting them on the screen anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I think this is the PDW. But man, to be honest, I barely used it. I've used every weapon in the game, but it just didn't leave an impression on me. So I'm gonna guess that means that I didn't enjoy using it, or I would have kept using it. So I don't think any of the SMGs are complete trash. Like the SMGs are the best secondaries in the game, hands down. But I don't know. This SMG to me, it might be second best. PDW might be second best. I don't know. Maybe I need to give it another look, but I'm going to put this SMG here too. So I might as well go ahead and do that. Like I'm going to put this one here too. So I wouldn't say they're weapons you should never use. Actually, I'm going to put them above that pistol because they're not on the level of this. This is though. I don't care. I don't like this AR. It's not on the other level of the other ARs. All the ARs should be in this area except the Giro, but yeah, I guess we'll move on. That's where those are gonna go. The Pitbull. This gun is the most recent Fireteam weapon. It does the most damage. I think I was actually wrong about saying the Gazelle R does. The Pitbull I think does the most damage, but that's provided you can hit the predator with the damn gun. Like it's so inaccurate. So I'm not gonna put it. I'm definitely not putting it in goated. I know that much. I'm debating putting it in all right, to be honest. But I would take it over those SMGs. You know what? I'll put it here because I would definitely take it over these two weapons if I had to. Like say if the predator was coming at me and I got a Pitbull and a PDW, I'm using the Pitbull. I'm not gonna pull out the PDW. I'm gonna use the Pitbull because it does more damage. So just from damage alone, I think it could be here. It's just not accurate, and I'm so tempted to. Bring it to all right. I'm gonna review this at the end, so it really doesn't matter. I could put them anywhere and then I'll review it. All right, let's move on. This is the AR you start with, so I should remember what this gun is called, but honestly, I have not a Scooby what this gun is called. But this gun, this AR, the honey badger looking gun, this AR to me is here, but I would put it above those. I would put it above those. I told you none of the ARs are gonna be below all right other than this. I think this gun and this gun aren't that much different actually, so I'll put it there. I could put it there. I said no other one would go down here, but I forgot this was an assault rifle. I'm sorry. Yeah, these guns are practically very similar, so yeah, I would put those around there, but I would take this over the Giro, I think. I don't know why. Maybe it's a weird thing. They're pretty much, I feel the same way about both the guns. I don't really care about either of them, so I'll put that one there with his brother. And we can move on to this LMG, which I used one time and did not like. I'm putting it in every use. I did not like this gun the first time I used it. I don't know what it was about it. Maybe it's that it's slow and then the reload. Like I just didn't like it. So I just never used it again. I used it for 2 games and I was like, nah. It just didn't fit my way of playing, so I didn't use it anymore. Everyone knows where this is going. This might be controversial, but I'm putting it here. I don't care. Actually, I'll put it meh. Because I want to put it here. I really do. Because people who use the minigun just off the fact that it's a minigun, that annoys me. Like, it being a minigun doesn't mean it's a good gun. It makes you a stick in the mud. Like, the Predator would have to be, like, very slow with their playstyle, and they would have to, like, have a very linear playstyle for you to be able to actually mow them down with this thing, like with this minigun. I was about to say LMG, with the minigun. So with that being said, like, I just don't like it because it doesn't fit my playstyle. I like to move around. I don't want to just sit in a corner and then hope the predator's stabbing me so I could shoot him in the stomach with my minigun. Like, most of the time, people who are using a minigun anyway are like low level people who have the minigun and they just like, it's a minigun, that's so awesome. It's the same with this grenade launcher. They see it and they're like, I have to use it, it's a grenade launcher. But I admit it's a cool weapon, but it's not decent at all. It's not a good weapon to me. It does good damage. If you could play against a predator that will just swing at one of your teammates and not pay attention to what they're doing, you can melt them with this. But I'll never put this on. But I'm not going to put it on never use because it has more function than the 3 weapons down here, in my opinion. I do think this is better than this. So I could be wrong. Maybe I need to use this gun again, but I'm still going to leave it down here. Let's move on. Sniper. This is the bolt one. I'm going to put it in solid. I would use this one though over this, but if it's a sniper, it's decent in this game. If the predator's coming at you, all you got to do is have an SMG secondary. The snipers are they're just amazing in this game. I'm half tempted to put it up here. This one's basically an assault rifle, so you know, but this one, the only downside to this one compared to this one is that this sniper right here has a bolt, so it's slower. But if it didn't have a bolt, it'd be the exact same gun. So it's a good thing that they did that, but I'm gonna put it in solid. This one's far better than this one. All right, this is a KSG, but I do not remember what it's called in this game. I think it's like the XDB, something like that, some obscure thing. I'm gonna feel so stupid. I'm gonna look back and see that I didn't get any of these right, but I never used this gun. I don't use shotguns in general. The only one that I've ever really used is this one, but a couple people I've played with said that this one is definitely better than this one. I'll just go off their word, but I'm still gonna put it in never use. But I'm gonna put it at the high end of never use. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I don't think the shotguns are good. If you're gonna use one, just use that one. Just use that one, right? I'm also almost tempted to break this down. I don't know. I'll leave it where it is. And the final weapon, my other favorite gun in this game. This is the best secondary in this game, hands down. The best secondary in this game. I'm actually gonna bring this to here. This is the best secondary in this game. This is the only secondary that I use because this gun, this is an SMG. It does the same damage as this gun. So it's basically like you have 2 assault rifles in your pocket, or 2 SMGs if you want to say this gun does SMG damage. I believe these 2 do less. I would have to check that. I'll put it on screen if I got that wrong. But yeah, it's like I have 2 of the same weapon, and it's decent because I'll be shooting up the predator with this. Instead of having to reload, I'll just swap to this weapon, shoot him up with this. That is my playstyle. If you're going to use a sniper, I recommend using this SMG. This to me, this UMP or whatever it's called, I think this is a UMP in real life. It looks like a UMP. I genuinely, like, I love this gun and I cannot remember the name of it. I should have came a little bit more prepared. I apologize. But yeah, this is the best secondary in this game to me. It's the most functional one as well. Like any SMG, you won't go wrong with either of the SMGs, but the other 2 are definitely not on the same level as this one. So that's pretty much my tier list. I don't really see anything that I would change. Maybe these 2. I don't really use them that much. I was half tempted to bring this up because I don't know. It's just that one is the reason why this one's here pretty much, because I believe this is the one you start with. So you unlock this one, or this one is second. So it has to be better, but I don't really think it is. I remember just briefly using this and just being like, nah. And these down here, like, trash. Like, just no. I wouldn't put them on your loadout. Maybe this, okay? But I put this in never use because I've literally never used it. This might be the only weapon in this game that I've never equipped. I've never used this gun. So who knows? It might be a godlike gun. It might 3-shot the predator. I don't know, but I've never used it. So if you ever use this KSG looking gun, let me know in the comments. Tell me if it's a goated gun. I would appreciate it. But that's my tier list. I think I'm satisfied with where everything is. Just to sum it up, assault rifles, great. These ones, I'm gonna bring these up. I have to, because assault rifles are the best primaries, man. Like, well, those and snipers are the best primaries. So yeah, I think they belong in all right. I don't think they're on the same level as that pistol. or the minigun. So yeah, no, I'm gonna leave them in all right. This is my final tier list. If you agree with this, leave a like, subscribe. It's free. It's not like it costs you anything. Just subscribe. You know, I would appreciate it. I upload a lot of Predator Hunting Grounds content. I've uploaded videos in the past as well on this video if you want to go check out some of those. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you want to make a tier list and like link it in my comments with this exact same tier list so I can check out what you guys think, I would appreciate that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me now. Peace.